Anyone know anything about him? No. You can't. They're just too Angels are just too boring. Sad.
Is this thing on? Good afternoon, my peeps. How are you? Everybody got sound? Good to go.
Yeah,
and well, welcome back, guys. It's been a minute. So much stuff's been going on, and we figured it was about time we sit back down, buckle, and get back to the show. And super stoked to have Adrian to sit there with me today.
Hello,
we're going to
everyone.
hang out, and we're going to talk shop. We're going to talk events. We're going to talk about what has transpired, what's new, what's upcoming, what's going on around the life at EMPI.
Yeah.
So
it's been a while, right? What's been what, month and a half?
It's been probably 6 weeks, since we've had a show.
And a lot has gone on since then.
Yeah. I mean, where do we start, Jay? We have Prado, we've had Bug In, we've had the EMPI open house, we've had some races, and it's nuts.
Yeah, just a lot. And it's actually, even though it was a lot of work and a lot of hours, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we saw a lot of people, a lot of new cars, a lot of people from out of town. It was really cool. I mean,
yeah, it was great. It was great to see everyone again and kind of just give them a hug, give them a high five, have a cold beer with them or soda or whatever. But it was just good.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if we go back chronologically, it's what the Prado, right? We haven't done a show since Prado.
Yeah.
Right. So Prado, I mean, and you know what? That's really I've worked one Prado show in the past, but I never really got to experience Prado like the way we did it this time. Right.
Yeah.
Because I even went up to the camping area before. It was just the show, and you're kind of stuck in the booth.
Yeah, in and out.
Yeah, it's like going to SEMA and working the booth and never walking around and seeing anything. It's kind of that feel where unless you're there the day before or a couple of days before, where you get to see the campsite and everybody hanging out and everyone's barbecues and cruising around and the little trails, it's a different vibe, and it's a lot of fun. I was actually surprised. I mean, for as much time as we spent there, I didn't feel like it was a dragging long, time that we were just sitting there doing nothing, even though technically we're kind of sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we had enough stuff to do though with, going to see everybody, promoting the open house, passing out flyers, doing the cruise. There were so many neat events too with the lantern walk and,
right.
and just
the barbecue that you hosted, which I mean, geez, they were coming out. It was like people were just coming in, and they were coming in waves. So if you guys don't know, Corey hosted a barbecue event where he got Ferns.
Yeah, Ferns Barbecue out of San Diego.
Ferns Barbecue, man.
Shout out to Ferns.
That's some good stuff, huh?
I know. I mean, Eddie was peeping on it and everything else, but for those of you guys that did come out to the show, Prado, thank you guys for coming by and visiting the camp and let us feed you, catch up. That it was good. It was a good way. I looked at it as a good way to get a one-on-one with our customers.
Yeah,
in a relaxed environment, a really good setting, and it would allow you to ask questions. They asked Adrian product questions. They asked us questions about the parts, what's going on, what's new, what's happening, where are we going with things, and it was a good way to just break bread together and just talk. So for those of you guys that came by, showed up, a big shout out to the Ford brothers too for putting on an awesome show and making sure everybody knew where that smell was coming from.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, you just kept seeing wave after, like, you get about 20, 30 people show up, grab their food. They kind of go on the outside perimeter of the campsite, and then another 20 people. I liked when cars started just pulling up into the
grass,
through the grass, and they just park right there, and they grab their food, hang out, eat in their car. That was fun. You know what? If we're gonna do the same thing next year, I've got some plans in my head and if we did the barbecue, then another night something else, and another night something else. Because like I said, I'd never experienced, so now seeing the potential of other things that we can do there, it's like, oh wow, we can make this a really, really fun weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, we've told them we want to be back. We want to be in the same camp spot or closer to the lake.
Yeah, closer to the lake would be nice.
Closer to the lake would be nice. But I mean, great show, great event, and it was, like I said, it was awesome. The head count was unbelievable. Car count was off the charts.
Yeah, it's good.
So it was really cool. So guys, we're jumping right into it. Hope you guys don't mind, but if you got questions, you got comments, you want to know some stuff, you want to ask, what's new here, what's coming in the pipeline, feel free to fire a question. I mean, that's what we're here for. And, we're having some fun with some new camera, putting it to use here at the show, on the show to see how it works. And hope you guys like the look. And but good to see everybody. Byron checking in, Lucas checking in. Who I don't see so far is Darren Zumston. I was kind of surprised. He must be in Facebook jail again, one of our regulars. So, but so yeah, I mean, Prado, great success. Very obviously the reason for Prado and the charitable donations was fantastic. It appears, and it's good to see everything happen.
Yeah,
so.
And that raffle, they must have done really well with that raffle to cut off the sales for the tickets early. Because I mean, there was still probably 20, 30 people in line to buy raffle tickets.
Get in line
when they were like, no more, we can't do it anymore. I was like, whoa.
All right, I already got a question for you, Dre. Says, I mean, I don't even think this question from the person has merit, because I know his car is for sale. So I don't know if he's pitching you to buy a car, if he's just trying to what's going on. But Lucas is asking, Adrian, are you ready for another 11 car?
Not yet. Not yet. Obviously, because I partner with Jesse. Jesse's full on drag race mode. That's all him and the Blue Beast, and that's where his focus is. So until drag racing is kind of the season is done, I don't see. Although every now and then he'll walk by. He's like, I still got. What are you ready? You want it? I got some money burning a hole in my pocket. Come on, let's go.
Lucas's car's for sale.
Well, no, you see, that's the only problem is Jesse wants to start from scratch. Wants to build it exactly the way he wants it now.
So it'll never get done.
Yeah, probably not. Which is good because me, I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm like, well, good. Maybe his hesitation is a little better for me. But we'll see. We'll see. I do miss it. Like when I see the races or things going on, I'm like, oh man, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? But the difference is jumping ahead of, in our timeline, you guys had your last Friday,
the shop day, and there was I saw the Negrettis, Timmy, Brian Crofts,
the Croft, Cameron.
Yeah.
I saw Byron show up right when I was about to leave, go back into the office. And I was like 6 or 7 guys there. And I'm like, man, I never had 6 or 7 guys to help, it's a tremendous help.
Yeah.
But, most of those nights it was Jesse, myself, and maybe Henry helping us out. And then sporadically someone would pass by and, lend a hand. But you really got to have a pretty good crew to really get through this, because it's so much work. And I think that's kind of where Jesse and I got burnt out a little, just because it was the majority of the responsibility were just the two of us. Yeah. And it was just a lot of work. But, when we do it, we got to get ourselves a real crew together, like the way you got, because it's the only way to get anything done.
Yeah. I mean, and shout out to the team. I mean, these guys, the Negretes drive 2.5, 3 hours here. Brian Croft drove 6.5 hours to get here from Arizona. None of the success we would have if it wasn't for obviously Tim Sletton and Sletton Engineering and all the guys on the team, like Byron or even Andy Kimball or Mike and all these guys. And that's the stuff that, we love to share. We love to talk about on the show. We love to share the enthusiasm because, you know, when we did that build, I mean, it brought us all together, but it also kept our sanity during the COVID times. And then to build that rapport with one another and brethren, you know, now we have different relationships, and it's really, really cool to share that with each other. And every single person in the team has a role, you know, and that's, you know, what we're trying to make sure we continue to grow that. So it's a lot of fun, man.
No, yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. You know, you
shout out to the boys.
If you walk into the race shop and you see the way everybody's working together, and you know everyone's doing what they're working on, but it's like controlled chaos, basically. You know, because I mean there was hands all up in there at one time. You know, I was like, whoa,
oh yeah,
this is pretty cool.
And that's what it takes, you know. It's like championships are won in the shop, not on the course. So we got to make sure we are prepped. So we got a lot of stuff going. You know, we've got the race at the end of the month at Glen Helen.
Yep.
It's battling for points. Obviously, we want to win a championship, not just in Class 11, but we're chasing 516. So we're chasing, you know, 4 championships. We're chasing Class 11 and 516 and more, and we're chasing Class 11 and 516 in score in Baja. So we've got our hands full with support and trying to get all that stuff done. And again, it's a lot. And then right from the small gap after Glen Helen, so we did a full tear down and prep on the cars. So we stripped those things to basically a shell in a cage.
Yeah. When I saw the fuel cells out, I was like, oh, they're for real. They're really taking the sucker apart.
Yeah. I mean, this is a full prep. So
yeah.
Everything's fresh, everything's new torsions, new leafs, new ball joints, tie rods. I mean, everything, bearings, everything's fresh and new. So yeah, and then try to clean it up a little bit too. Need a little love. So
yeah,
but
it looks like I went back to yesterday and I looked at the cars again. I'm like, oh wow, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. So you know, with all the shows, so we had I talked about Prada a little bit. Yeah. I mean, what an experience Bug-In was. And I mean, a big shout out to Andy Kimball and Periscope and the whole crew over there. That was absolutely insane. So
yeah, it was you know, I really like the way they did stage everything this time. You know,
they did a dang good job.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was actually really surprised at our location because I wasn't expecting it, even though probably you mentioned it before. You know, when being right behind the grandstand was a little different than what I was planning on, which was really cool. You know, a little loud per se sometimes.
You know, the DJ and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eddie.
But no, not Eddie. Just the race cars.
I'm just giving them crap.
But it was really cool to be in that area because, you know, everybody goes to the grandstand at some point. So you're really seeing and talking to everybody. And then having the off-road cars right in front of us was perfect. I mean, you know, especially because obviously all the Class 11 talk and all the off-road talk that we've been into these past months, it just worked out perfectly. And I thought it was set up really, really well. You know, I don't know. I was really impressed by the way things went, and even the way they snaked the cars around. You know, the little to get in.
Yeah, to keep everybody off.
I mean, even though the line was super long going down the street, right?
Over a mile.
Yeah, it seemed like a really steady flow of the way the cars were coming in. There was no like stall, like, you know, someone was sitting there for 10, 15 minutes waiting to get in. The cars were constantly, you know, moving. And it was really nice. You know, I looked at it because I was in front trying to get one of our guys in. So I was at the front, right at the gate. And I saw the parade of cars snaking their way through the entrance. And it seemed like it went really well. Didn't seem to be any hangups, any delays. So it was pretty impressive the way they did it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hear any really major complaints about the time frame to get in. Everything's moved really well. The only thing I wish I could have saw more of was just more drag cars. The count was pretty low. I think on a flip side, I mean, I guess it's the heat and stuff like that, which I get, true. But you know, everybody wants drag cars. It's like, get out and go to the drag races. And I think it was like 60 cars. So
yeah, I mean, and you know, it's tough to tell. Like, obviously I don't know the numbers, but I mean, you know, there was a good steady flow amount of racing the whole day. Yeah. So that didn't seem like, you know, from just watching you're not really counting the cars. You're just
Yeah.
seeing the cars race. So I don't know. All in all, it seemed really well. A good amount of show cars that I could tell, a good amount of swap meet guys.
The swap meet was massive.
Yeah. So I don't know. Everything on my end looked pretty good. And,
Yeah. Again, awesome to see everybody. It's great to have some drag racing back. I mean, that is our closest track that we've got right here in our backyards without traveling, 2 to 3 hours minimum to get somewhere. So it's cool to see the improvements they've done there, which is nice.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do. And it's just overall, it was just a good event.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, remember, we got to go back one day.
That was a crazy weekend.
Yeah. Now, the open house, I got to say, I was really freaking out for a little while early in the morning, just because the last open house that we did, there were cars lined up at 4:35 in the morning.
Yeah, well, you had Volks Familia and a bunch of those guys were the night before.
Yeah, no. But I just mean the actual lineup to get inside, just regular cars, right? And there weren't that many. When I pulled up at 4:30, I was like, "There's 2 cars here," and just panic just dropped right away. I'm like, "What?" This time last year there was like 20 cars, or the year before there were like 20 cars lined up. So I was kind of starting to panic. And then I went inside, into the complex and then started setting everything up. And then I think at one point you were out front and you're like, "Hey, come down here. There's cars already lined up." I'm like, no, I was just there. I went to the parking area and there's cars all there. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I was freaking out, dude. I really was. I was like, oh no, we failed. But no, it went off really. I mean, did you ever get a car count?
Not exactly. I haven't finished the drone footage, but we're getting close to 300.
Wow. Yeah. Seemed pretty packed. And especially down let's say the midway, right?
Drag, yeah.
The main drag area, man, it was packed. And it was packed with people. I don't even know if we had as many cars as we did the year before, but we had a lot more people there. A ton of people.
I would agree. I mean, any of the photos that were there and people that were here, it was definitely action packed and full. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it felt like you couldn't just walk straight. You had to walk around people to, get from one end to the other because it was packed, dude.
Yeah, we stuffed a lot of people in.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was really good. The tacos were great as always.
Oh, speaking of that, totally random. I didn't even pay attention. We went to go scout and check into our permit for a photo shoot, right?
Oh, right.
So we were down there and we're like, we love the taco bus.
Yeah.
It's good. Totally stumbled onto their restaurant right on 2nd Street.
Really? Yeah, it's on Billmount Shores.
It's right there.
On second and what?
It's right next to Panama Jacks.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there.
The bus, Panama Jacks has a Volkswagen up there, don't
so,
they? Oh, no,
Panama Jacks or Panama Jacks.
Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3 buildings down from them.
Really?
Yeah. It's almost to the corner. It's right.
It's called Shore Tacos or Shore Beach Tacos.
Oh, okay.
That's them.
Huh.
Yeah, totally like, dude. We were.
Yeah.
And I live there, so that's even more embarrassing. I don't know.
Yeah. Now you got a chance another reason to stagger over.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for those of you guys that did come to the show, all I can say is thank you. That was I got tons of messages, tons of DMs, people sending us some stuff. It was great to see people from Hawaii, from New Mexico, from back east. I mean, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And hopefully next year it won't fall on Father's Day weekend. I think that did play a little role in where we wanted it to be. But I think overall it was a very good success.
Yeah. And I mean, most of everybody that I've talked to at and since, really, they were all really happy and impressed by what we put on and how it all went. So I haven't heard one complaint about anything. There's always somebody that has something to complain about anything.
That's the same guy that wins the lottery and bitches about paying taxes.
But I hadn't heard anything. I mean, everybody,
hello.
The dyno.
Yeah, the dyno was a hit.
Yeah, people love it. I mean, there were big crowds right in front of that thing almost the whole time while it was running.
Yeah,
Like,
did you
people
guys catch
really
any of the
loved it.
dyno stuff? What was your favorite? I mean, Powerhouse put down 252 horsepower,
Yep.
and Steve Dalton put down 556, I think it was,
Yeah, that's crazy.
to win the turbo class or power adder class. So it's pretty awesome
Yeah.
show. And I agree with, I think we had some fun. We had a little dyno challenge between 211 cars. We had the naturally aspirated cars. We had a bunch of different stuff. So
Yeah. That was of our open house was I forgot his name. Was it Randy? The yellow sunroof, the winner, the yellow bug that won.
Oh, I know the car you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
I can't remember his name either. Sorry, I forget. But he was like, you called his name, right? And he was still at his car, and I knew the car that won, so I walked over to get him, and he was so freaking excited. I mean, he was literally at a loss for words. I told him he won, and he didn't believe me. And I had to convince him, no, man, you won. Come on, go to the stage with me. And he's like, hold on. I have to take a moment.
Wait, what did he win again?
He won
Wasn't it
EMPI choice.
I think it's EMPI's employee choice award.
Employee choice.
Well,
right?
everybody was coming by checking out those trophies too.
Yeah.
That was the other
those
thing.
yeah.
Those trophies
right.
were a hit.
Trophy right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, this guy was so overwhelmed with emotion. He even was like, I might cry right now. And he was so excited. I was getting super excited for how excited he was, and then we brought him down and, he got his trophy. And
Yeah, Percy. He's actually watching the
Is he
show
watching?
right now. What's up, man?
Percy, I have a
Yeah,
second
Percy. I don't even know how to
Yeah, but Percy, yeah, he was so excited, man. I was like, and then he's like, I never won anything in my whole life. I was like, well, come on, man, you won now. But yeah, he was,
Come on down.
He was so
it was cool, man. It was just neat to let the employees have a run at selecting cars. Just different. Let him enjoy it. I think obviously winning a badass trophy.
Yeah.
One
of a kind.
One of a kind. One of six, or essentially one of five.
Yeah.
Because the best of show was a little different, but every one of them hand built, and that's what everything that I wanted to do for this show, for the open house. I wanted it to be special.
Yeah.
Whether it was the dyno shootout or the tacos or picking up a unique piece of clothing from the chop shop girl, and just we wanted to just open it to make it special. So
yeah, I think I really do think it went off well. Just for us who had to work it and then work the next day, and
it made for a long weekend.
Made for a long 2 weeks.
Yeah,
remember. So, but I mean, it was great. It all went off really well, and thanks for everybody who came and who helped. I mean, it was a long 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's a team event. I mean, like you said, everybody that helped, whether you're one of our warehouse people that came out and volunteered for parking or doing this or doing that, or just getting the warehouse ready to have our guests come in here.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you were one of the upstairs people that were volunteering, like the girls volunteered to work the merch booth, work the raffle booth, and we raised, several thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that was
for the autism, Fullerton Cares Autism Coalition. So very cool, and mailed them their check and got everybody situated. So that's it's all for a great cause, and we enjoy it. It means a lot to me to just sit back for a minute there and kind of just take it all in, and to see the enthusiasm, the enjoyment, and really to share in our enjoyment here for where we work and what we do, and what it hopefully means to the community to continue that as a group. So
yeah, well, and and the really good thing about it is because we, it'd been 2 years since we did it, right?
Yeah.
So now, already for next year, we know what we can do better. We know blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, this being an annual event for us, I think it's just going to get better and better and better and better.
Right? Yeah, I want to have to move it because it's going to be so big. That's my goal.
It's going to turn into an actual show, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Hopefully we'll get some great coverage from Shannon Hobby W's, and everybody gets a chance to show their car and pack it around and and pull it aside. So speaking of shows too, we've got a few guys chiming in here. Lucas Hand is pimping his show, Dubs by the Dam, in October 16th in Parker. I didn't go to the show last year. Timmy did. This is pretty cool. They did like a little cruise poker run. So even the 11 car was on the street having some fun. Nice. Hoping to make it this year if everything works out well. And our friend Alfred Ramos for V-Dub Rollout in San Antonio, Texas. 13th, 14th, and 15th. And hey, Alfred, hopefully you're still tuning in on this show. And looks like Adrian and I are going to be making the trip down there. So
San Antonio.
We're really looking forward to it. We'll be in contact with you this week to kind of finalize the details, but it looks like that's our plan to head out there. So
yes,
this should be a good one. I mean, they get 25,000 people through the gates over those 3 days. So pretty good show, and done completely different and something for everybody on the fam. So
yeah, that looks really good. I mean, when I saw that, looks like part carnival, part fairgrounds, part car show, swap meet. It looks really cool. It looks like a really cool event, and I can't wait. Really excited that we're going to be doing that one.
Yeah, it should be a great time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get comments, guys. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Is there Frank's asking a question, Frank. Is there a way to get Porsche journal rods back? I mean, Frank, if we got enough requests, I mean, we're open-minded here. And so if we got enough requests and people really asked for it, then I'm sure we could do it. I mean, it's not like we don't have the tooling. It just has to make sense to make a run of them and not have to sit on them for an extended period of time. So rally the troops over there in Europe, my buddy, and get those things requested, and we can try to put something together. Dig Chris Murphy's chiming in asking, how do we snag one of those 034 skateboard decks?
Get in line.
Get in line. Each one of those guys, by the way, Curly did an awesome job. Those are all hand painted, just so you guys know. And there's probably 6 hours in each one of those decks, and super stoked on it, and glad to have them. So if you guys would like to see those available, send us a DM. Maybe we'll make a run, and we'll add those to the catalog. What else do we got here? Let's see here. Lucas saying winner of the poker run gets a 4-night stay in Cabo at Dubs. 4-night stay Cabo.
Wow.
Hell, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That just changed what we might want to do on the 16th of October. So guys, any other questions you might have? So I want to get to a different topic. And I know Dre's going to help me out a little bit here on this one, but we're both on Facebook. We're both active in social media, and we really try to watch and learn and read comments and just be a silent observer in some cases on difference. And we want to, what's the best way to word? We want to let you know that we're doing that, and so that we can help, number one, help develop new ideas, new products, bring new things to the forefront. But sometimes we want to, address comments, answer questions. There's stuff like that we'll try to do. We try to help people looking for something, need a linkage arm or whatever we've done. But
yeah,
we really want to. How do you word it, Dre?
Well, how would you put it? And the internet is probably the greatest and the worst thing ever invented, right? Especially when it comes to social media and message boards and chats and that kind of stuff. It can be really great, and it can go negative really quick. And I think one thing that there's always a lot of comments that just seem to just go out there, and it would be so much better if somebody would message, like, somebody that, instead of just shouting it out, ask the people that are responsible. And it's that way we can get matters like that resolved. And I'm not saying anything specifically, but like you'll see somebody makes comments about this, or maybe a product or whatever they perceive,
or even a question,
or
right?
even a question.
It's just like this open-ended question sometimes that,
and
who owns EMPI and who does this and what does that? And it's like,
and part of the reason for having this show and being on social media is to interact with everybody out there. And, you just see people making comments without really even trying to find out the answer. Just a general negative statement without trying to figure out reason, cause, or anything like that. And, all we're asking is, hey, if you've got a question or got a complaint, or if you've got anything you just, want to get off your chest, direct it to one of us so we can actually resolve or take care of the situation. Or, or if you say, hey, that product's great, thanks, we'll push it more, whatever. But, and like I said, people just like to make comments, and I just wish they would direct them at us so we can get things resolved. It doesn't make sense just to yell out into the middle of space. Who's going to hear it other than the 5 people that are also chiming in?
And that's the hard part, right? It becomes just at times it can become just a feeding frenzy of ignorance. And that's what we were here. We put ourselves out here. I put myself out here on the show every single Tuesday. You guys can share the threads. You can share the posts. You can share the YouTube link. That's why we even put on YouTube. So if you can't find it on Facebook, just grab the YouTube link, drop it in. It's good to go. There's no issues. All these things that we're trying to do is to better serve you guys as a community. And then, for guys, like me, who kind of, I put myself out there, and it gets to me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When things are misconstrued or just not right, and you want to try to make it best. So just know that we're here. We do the best we can. And if you have a question, a comment, or concern, or a problem with a part or something, we're here. One of the things to keep in mind is we don't make everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
We buy from suppliers that are also selling to other people. We manufacture our own stuff, and that's the stuff that we're, just to be transparent, that's the stuff that we're either designing, developing, or reworking, or if it needs it, or it's just a great product. But when you have 27,000 SKUs that equate to around 15,000 sellable part numbers, it takes some time.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people miss that, just in general, because, they just don't know. But yeah, EMPI, we do make a lot of our own product, right? That are EMPI made. Even if they're made overseas, they're made for us specifically. And those are honestly a lot of the numbers that we've been trying to either up the quality or keep the quality as good as it is. But those are the kind of things that we have control over. But there's a lot of products that have been made for 20, 30 years by maybe some OEM suppliers, or, maybe that's moved to China, and everybody in the industry buys the product from these suppliers. Yes. And if they're not exactly the top quality of parts, it's what's out there. And, we don't have control over those specific items. Now, once we're able to, get all of our own products that we make, once we can get that going, and, make sure that everything's perfect for that, then we can look into other stuff. But, I get calls from people who are like, hey man, this product sucks. It fell apart on me for, after 2-3 months. I'm like, hey man, that sucks. Sorry about that. Let me see what I can do for you. And then, they're like, do you have something better? I'm like, no, there's one guy that makes them in the world, and everybody buys them from him. Or we can have nothing until somebody can make a better quality product or something. Then we're all kind of stuck with what we can have. We can have nothing, or we can have that. And, I know people are like, well, why don't you just make it better? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's great. But, if we want to do a new window crank, that's literally 6 months to a year just to get that done. That stuff doesn't happen overnight.
And the cost. There's lots of cost involved.
And you're talking about how many product lines are we talking about?
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of lines. One, you can't just go out there and make everything to make it better. You know, we're limited just like everybody else is. I mean, you know, it's not just it's not an open checkbook here and you can just make and do whatever you want. And I just wish people would kind of understand that, hey, and it's not just our Volkswagen industry. It's every aftermarket reproduction company, you know, any classic car.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they are enthusiast driven markets,
Sure.
right? They're not making any more of these cars.
Nope.
So for, you know, guys that are manufacturing big OEMs and stuff like that, your business pool. I mean, we can go down a rabbit hole and talk about the matrix of it all and how it all understands, but it's just, you know, we understand our marketplace. We understand our needs. We want to do things and many things different or evolve or better or whatever it may be. But just understand, like we are human, just like you guys, and we all want to make it better. I mean, the amount of investment that this company's made over the last 2 years to just improve the product line, improve the image, and really put us on the right path for the future. It's a lot of things that just take time, you know. And I was watching one of the threads earlier, and it just says, look, you know, picture EMPI as a gigantic tanker ship. You're not going to do a U-turn. You know, no matter how hard you spin that wheel, it's not going to just do it on the spot. It's going to take a little time. And that's really probably why I personally push so hard for certain things and work 3 weekends in a row and do all these things we want to do just to continue to try to build and bring to the forefront the best products we can at an affordable price.
Yeah.
You know, and that's also a catch, you know, but just for the hobby and enthusiast itself. So
yeah. And, you know, I mean, people need to understand and, you know, have a little, you know, just think about it a little before you get so angry or so upset about something. You know, it's not always the big bad EMPI's fault. We're kind of limited on what we control, just like anybody. I mean, you know,
and with travel being limited to what we're able to do. And again, don't just think it's just overseas, all China. It's not.
Oh, no.
You know, we've got manufacturers around the globe, whether it's Brazil, Mexico, Taiwan, Philippines. I mean, it could be
India,
a laundry list.
Oh, yeah.
Of really where we're at. Yeah, India. I mean, there's a lot of things we're doing. It's just know that we're holding these manufacturers now to a higher standard, which also can cause delays in getting the new product. And then, you know, by the way, we're coming out of a friggin' pandemic for the last 18 months.
Oh, yeah.
There's that. So just know, guys, that we're there. We're watching. We want to help. Ask a question. Tag myself. I had a couple people tag me in a great post. You know, Adrian's always here too, and he'll shoot you straight and I'll shoot you straight. So, and if you're having any issues getting resolutions from anywhere, give us a call, you know, and we're here to help. Understand that, you know, we're not available on the weekends. So if you send us a message, give us a couple days to get back to you.
I got so many calls on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you open? No. Oh, okay. Call you Monday. I swear I got like 5 or 6 calls on Monday. Stock check this for me.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was like, sorry, man. Check you tomorrow.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think you articulated the position very, very well, Dre. And just know, guys, that we're here. This is, again, you said it best. So this is what this show is all about.
Yeah. It's to connect with you guys, to, you know, get your input, you know, hear what you have to say. I mean, you know, that's really what this is about now. I mean, and, you know, not to keep harping on the same subject, but previous EMPI before, you know, these matters weren't taken into consideration. And this is a whole different EMPI. And I always hashtag most of the things new EMPI, right?
Yeah. Because
I mean, people really need to understand that this is a different way that we do business now than we used to do before. And, you know, I know people see that because I talk to, I deal personally with 250 of our dealers every day. And I know that they know that things are changing. Now, you know, the end user, everybody out there building their cars, you know, you don't have as much information as the dealers do. So you don't see it, you know, you just see the end results. But I talk to the dealers that buy the parts from us directly, and they know things have changed. They know that things are going in the right direction, which to me, I'm satisfied as a salesperson, because I stake my own reputation when I sell something to one of our dealers. They trust that I'm going to sell them something that their customer isn't going to turn around and bitch at them about. So, I sell them everything that I feel is top quality. If I know that there's a part that's subpar, I'm like, hey man, you know what? You might not want to take that right now. It's there, but I don't personally like the quality. Maybe you don't want to buy that. And, and they know, because I'm going to shoot them straight. It's not worth it to me to sell something to somebody that they're going to complain about. And, and I know they know that. So I feel pretty good about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
We got Misty chiming in.
Oh, no. Hang up on her now.
Yeah. How do I block the user on this one again? No.
Misty, control your keyboard.
Yeah. No, it's great valid points, and it's cool to see all the comments you guys are posting in here and stuff like that. We strive for it. That's all I can tell you is we strive for it. And I mean, when people even tell you, and I know the Schlays will even tell you too, not everything EMPI made, original EMPI was perfect and spotless and everything else. So it's something that we'll continue to strive for. Just know that we hear you, and we're here for you as well, because I mean, none of this would exist without the end users and the consumers. So
right, exactly.
A couple other comments. Lucas Hand chiming in. New catalog. We are deep in the thralls, man. I mean, the edits that we're working on, the time frame that we're trying to get this stuff done. It's a daily deal, and we'll have something out by SEMA. That's the best I could tell you, is I know that the catalog will be on hand at SEMA. So that's October, November-ish. I'm sure it'll be there beforehand. We just got to get it completed, and it's a daily deal. But when you're dealing with, we've added something like 3,000, 4,000 new products. It takes time, and we want to make things a lot better. There's a lot of things that we're doing differently, whether it's our cylinder head program and the things that we're doing with Manley valves and the process we're doing there, or we're working on, whether it be a car cover that we just released and launched. There's so many things that we want to make sure we're not missing. And there's some stuff that we're trying to hold the book for a little bit that we want to make sure makes it in the book, but we got to, approve it, see it, verify it, and make sure it's on the way here before we want to release it. So
yeah,
be patient.
Not envy that project of yours.
I hate it. My team hates it. It's just a necessary grind, right? But we're pouring ourselves into it. We're trying to make something bitchin', and that everybody's gonna like, and or as most people will like, at least have that new beautiful catalog. It's gonna look different. It's gonna have a different vibe to it, and that's really what we're striving for. So, but great question, Lucas, and we try not to bring it up too much, because it does, like I said, gets a little thorny, gets a little painful. I mean, we're still shooting product every day, where there's things that we're working on, so it'll be worth it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. SEMA looks like it's going to be an awesome lineup too. So
yeah,
we're already booked for SEMA. Central Hall, we'll be releasing some sneak peeks at some of the booth layout very soon. But yeah, guys, I mean, I appreciate all the great comments you guys have brought up today, and we're here for you. That's all we can really say.
This weekend,
yes, Dubs on the Shore this weekend. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
So this will be the first time some air-cooled cars are invited to join Dubs on the Shore, Spanish Landing Park in San Diego. Friday night mixer, whatnot at the host hotel. Saturday show, and it's going to be beautiful right on the shoreline. So for you guys who haven't been down there, it's going to be something like the Pike in Long Beach. And so you get to park the car right there on the beachfront, on the grass. Should be a really, really nice show. And it's good to have, again, that show to come back this year and go forward. So
you gonna be okay without me?
No. I know I'm gonna be pouring a little out for the homie that's not gonna be there, but
yeah, I can't make it, but we're having Leonard is going to join Corey this weekend.
Yep.
And Leonard's been here 100,000 years. So he knows everything as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sad that I can't go, but I have a family event that I can't make it to for this show. But no, it looks really, really cool. I'm really excited for you guys, and I'll be a little envious. I'll be tuning into Instagram to see updates.
Yeah, we're gonna they're gonna do some lives and different stuff down there. Hopefully they'll let us have drone permission.
Oh yeah.
So I want to do some drone right at the beachfront, and again, we're looking to fill probably a couple more spots with some car shots that we want to do. So always keeping things an eye out, but it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good turnout. Amber Zent down there put some stuff out with her group to hopefully get a few cars in. So it'd be a nice little deal.
Yeah, she's president of their club now, right?
Well, yeah, that's
going to be.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations.
And then last weekend of the month, we've got Glen Helen race, off-road race of the EMPI Triple Crown Off-Road Series at Glen Helen. So if you guys are out and about and since we won't get a drag race there till sometime in August, I believe 22nd at Irwindale, might as well come out and catch some short course racing and some GP race.
You never know. Someone might flip their car.
Yeah. Hopefully not me. But yeah, it'll be good. It's an awesome show. It's an awesome event. You get some great action under the lights on Saturday night.
Oh, it's under the lights.
Yeah, the short course is under the lights, and then Sunday morning we have the GP race. So
dang, that I really wanted to do under the lights.
I think you should come.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. No. I mean, I wanted to race in under the lights. That was
I know a car for sale. It's a little overpriced, but it's for sale.
Well, everything's negotiable.
but no, we're looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Then we'll be heading to San Antonio, 13th, 14th, to 15th.
Yes, for
the VW rollout show. And somebody asked me about some toys. Very cool to see that you guys are very interested in what we're doing for toys. We have a couple that are in process right now. What I think is going to be one of the most unbelievable sets that you will ever get your hands on. And I don't even want to. What do you think, Eddie? Just leave it.
I ain't say nothing.
Yeah, I think we're going to leave that one until it's official and done. But if we get this thing worked out, it'll be out just in time for European Bug-In next year. So that's how far out we're planning this stuff already.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is going to be
I don't even know, people. That's how top secret this is. I don't know what he's talking about. And he already got me hooked to toys like a crackhead. So now I'm like just drooling over here. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's pretty bad when you bring in toys for one another and just leave them on their desk.
Oh, I know.
We don't even ask. Do you want this? We're just thought about just drop it off.
Before I used to call Corey. I'm like, look what I just found. You want one? Now I just buy it and I just dump it on his desk. It's like you're like, ooh, somebody left me a donut on your desk or something. It's or better. Yeah, watch it, people. It becomes addictive.
Yep, but we got a couple of new things that are in the pipeline that are awaiting arrival. I will tell you that we have a 124 scale, so the bigger car in the EMPI equipment bus, the one with all the artwork on the side, the shop bus. So that one's going to be pretty bitchin', limited production, and it's going to be.
I don't have room at my desk.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, and the 124 scale is nice because you get that bigger canvas to work with, and you got the bus.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
I took a count. Now I only have a cubicle. I don't have a big office like the head honcho here. I have 87 cars at my desk.
Nerds.
I mean, how many do you have in here? 400.
Start counting in the box.
Probably 400 plus.
Yeah, we got problems, bro.
Lucas says you need a bigger cubicle.
I know.
He's lobbying.
I'm about to take somebody else's over.
But man, guys, we really hope you just enjoy hanging out on a Tuesday afternoon, kind of breaking the monotony a little bit, and just talk cars, talk shop.
Yeah. Remember, if you have any questions, complaints, concerns, drop Corey or I an email or Facebook Messenger or Messenger on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're always willing to talk to people. And then, if it's something that either one of us can't handle, we have a tech guy here that we can send you to, and he can walk you through whatever situation you're having. Everything's open. I mean, and remember, that's just us. We have the dealers that you guys are actually buying the product for,
Yeah.
that you can ask them any questions. And if they can't answer, they ask us. And, you know, it's all there for anybody that needs questions answered or concerns.
Yep.
Just drop us a line. Doesn't matter.
Yep. We're here to help. So thank you guys tuning in. We wanted to just kind of catch back up, get back into the flow of things. Looks like we'll be back next week as well. So we should be good there. And hell, if you got something you want to interest on, question about, or you'd like to see us on the show, bring you a special piece to talk about, or a part that you will have some questions on, or want to speak some detail on, or if you'd like a little tech tip section on the show, let me know. We're, like I said, we're looking to do some new segments on the show.
Yeah. And guests, right? If you got any guests that they'd like to hear from, suggest it.
Yes, that's something that we are working on. We do have some people slated. It's just been a little bit trying during the whole COVID time, but now we're getting things back to normal. And yes, we will be trying to get Ian back on the show. I get asked for that a lot. Ian's one of the more requested guests that we have. So
yeah, because I'm even bored of
talking to you,
of me. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be on there again. I don't even get to watch it then.
It's been a couple requests to bring Icy on the show, but we have to bring subtitles on that one. So, but overall, it'll be a good time.
Maybe just a guest segment with Icy. Ask Icy.
Yep. Beat Up Volksfest. See you in San Antonio at Rollout. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys have it all planned out for us. Show us a South Texas good time.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yep. Other than that, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in here and kind of getting us back into the flow of things. It's been fun. Stay tuned for some of the lives coming up. And next week, we're doing a live workshop session. So we'll probably go live and having some fun for an hour while we work on the cars. So unscripted, unplanned, and unedited raw. And no promises on what's going to happen down that, but we're just going to have some fun. And then we have our 63 ragtop project that we'll be working on very, very soon that we're going to introduce you to in just a few weeks. With that being said, Dre, we're out. Eddie, thanks for handling the engineering side, and we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks.
Later.